Hey guys, welcome to a brand new mock series I'm going to be creating every so often, not a regular basis, just as soon as I get enough detail and progress done on the mock, I'll post videos. Okay, let's go and design into the mock. First section would be like this first base plate right here, the area where Fives is killed by Fox, clone bar, 76 clone bar, around Ahsoka escaping from Coruscant police. That'd be really interesting to see. I think it's great so far, how it came out. Welcome to episode 3 of Building 1313 LEGO. Begin to start on a different section of the mock, especially right here. I would like to create some sort of sewer, so it looks like this entrance actually goes somewhere that's inside the mock. Welcome to episode 7 of Building 1313 LEGO. I've completed this first level, which will be nice and flush with this, so it'll be more of a rectangular balcony right there. Welcome back to Building 1313 LEGO. This week, here's a little preview right now. So, kind of finish this section. And let's start building right here, where I'm thinking of actually putting a little mini trash compactor. Here's a look at some pre-planning I do before creating a section. Honestly, I'm really enjoying how the trash compactor came out. It's not done right now. Welcome back to Building 1313 LEGO. This week's episode, I would like to incorporate some sort of like cage fight. So what I ended up doing was I filled in both sides right here, like I said. With gray and then that side too. Welcome back to Building 1313 LEGO. A lot's happened this update. There are things that happen in the world. There's more forest fires in Oregon, causing a red hue amongst the sky. But I'm safe where I live, so that's good. And then right here will be like the start of the jail cells on either side. It will have that overall like seamless look of like, oh, this whole area is like meant for cage fights. That's what I've done this week on Building 1313. This week's gonna be really special because it's the 13th episode of Building 1313 in LEGO. Little drain that's actually sticking out from the side, so it looks more cohesive in a way that it's the overall sewer and stuff. Nice details on the sides. And back here, I actually included some more support structure with Duplo. And then next to that, I've actually finished this section. So I just wanted to say, as of filming this, it's actually my 21st birthday. So all bars pretty much closed where I'm at, so I'm not gonna do anything. So just eat some birthday cake and hang out with friends. This is the section with the prison cell. And it looks really eerie from here, which is a great effect. So that's what the overall design in the very back looks like. It's gonna look even better when I finish this section where it's actually like a little cell right here. So for this section right here, I actually want to include a cell, doing an insurgency or something. So I just finished installing it, and oh my god, it looks so amazing. I also added some minifigures, like doing some business work, maybe like selling that droid. And he's actually having like a little suitcase right there, so he's pushing across the table. And I also incorporated this guard watching over the... And the great thing about this, I can just build on top of it because it's pretty sturdy. So that's what the little module looks like when it's installed compared to everything else. Welcome back to Building 1313. I've actually started to work on the front section. And right now I was actually doing the right side of this. Because since I never did that section like about 6 months ago or 7 months ago, I said I was going to do it, but I actually didn't. And it was just going to attach on the side like there. But it's going to look really good when it's all done. So I've completely finished this section off. And I'm amazed how well it looks. I think it looks exactly like the photos. The whole second level is going to be all literally a whole level, like right here. I just have to build up this section right here so it's all level. I also did make some progress on the front section, so let's go see what that looks like. So what I mean progress, I mean completely finished it because those bricks that I got in that order. And I think it looks really amazing because I was able to build up this section more and then completely finish this off. And there's no mist colors right here. It's all gray, dark gray, which looks really nice. And then I also incorporated some of these crates right here. And with that order, I'm actually gonna be able to tile this off, both sides a little bit. Welcome back to this week's episode of 1313. It's actually been like a month and a half since the last time I actually worked on it. So we're finally getting back into 1313, which seems like forever since the last time I actually started. As you guys can tell, I actually incorporated some Fire First figures right here that I designed a while back. So I made a set of 2 of those. And then I also incorporated this sewer entrance, which I think looks amazing so far. Welcome back to Building 1313 LEGO. It's actually the 18th episode, and it's hard to tell, but outside it's actually snowing. And I really want to build when it's snowing out because remember last time I actually did build when it was a forest fire. So I've been working for quite a while right now. It's kind of funny, so the last clip was probably from like a month ago, since I haven't really worked on 1313 for a while, because this is the original sketch I did. So the top left is the side profile from this angle. So this angle is actually from this perspective. So this is what it looks like with all the lights installed. So I'm back kind of getting the groove of building again. I've noticed that This was actually really difficult to do because right here, it sucks because it's like there's a plate missing and it kind of like slopes up a little bit. So I had to like build over it. So that's something I have to figure out because I want all of this to be the same plane. And it's not good when like a plate is off, at least like once over here and then like one over here, because it's not going to be all flat when you build. That's why this section was such a pain to do because I couldn't really figure out like if it was on the same plane or not because it's so flat as is. It still kind of looks like it's missing a plate right here because like a little bit right here it's kind of bowing up, which I don't like. One thing I end up doing is just like putting it all off and seeing how if it does bow in certain areas and trying to fix the areas that it does bow. And once I flatten all this out, it's gonna be nice because it's gonna be a whole area for me to like pretty much make whatever I want now. So what I have to do is hide this battery box right here, somehow like have a hatch or something, and I put some Technic right here, and it's great because I got all this pretty much land space to build now, and it's great since I actually did incorporate some lights right here, and I actually made it blue instead of yellow right here, so it's gonna give a nice hue at the bottom. But I just have to build it in more detail like this, greebling along the bottom side. But it's gonna look amazing on the bottom, because it's gonna look like that. I'm not gonna actually be able to incorporate anything up above here. I was just gonna block it off and have just people fighting in the area right there, because it's gonna be so hard to see anyway and to get to. So I'm just gonna build all that up anyway and incorporate some lights facing downwards. See, there's at least one right here. I was gonna have another one facing down right there. I must say it's looking really good so far. I actually finished up installing these lights right here, and they look great when the lights are turned off, but it's really hard to tell because it's a low blue light and it's hard for this camera to pick up. Looks amazing in real life. So what I did for this section was I had all this plate right here, multicolored because it's all gonna be covered up anyway. And I had this outside border be light blue, or not light bluish gray, dark bluish gray, because that's the only thing that's gonna be shown on the very edge of it right here. And I want a nice sturdy structure, so I wanted to use the larger plates instead of smaller plates. But my goal this episode would most likely to be cover up this whole section in plates. Look at all this area I can build something. And it's crazy because the nice thing about this whole mock, it's like the whole area of the bottom is a whole build area on top because it's going straight up. And now imagine this all covered up with plates, and then a bunch of Technic structure, and then all this will be covered up with plates. So this whole area will be able to like build on top of. Pretty much just a blank canvas. It's kind of cool to think about how it's a year in, and it's pretty much like kind of like starting from the bottom. So we finally finished the cage fight. In reality, it's not going to be a cage fight like with spectators. It's just going to be the room, but that's going to be okay because I'm able to actually view it from within the mock as well. And I actually installed all the lights right here. And it's nice because I gave off a blue hue at the very bottom with these using these studs. I made sure to include another one for this section right here. So when I turn off all the lights, everything's going to be emitted a blue hue, which is going to look amazing.
3 weeks later.
So it's actually been a few weeks, and I've gotten quite a bit of progress done so far. But if you guys can notice, barely, maybe, I actually got a new phone because the other one actually broke. Hopefully the image quality of this one's actually better than the other one. And it's great because there's actually a macro lens on this camera. So with the macro lens, I'm going to be able to take close-up photos of this 1313 mock. And going back to 1313, you can tell I clearly played off everything, and it's really nice and flat. There's certain sections where it's actually bowing, because it's not exactly flat in certain places. Like right here, it's like off a plate. So what I'm gonna end up doing was probably build over this somehow. So that's not a problem. And while I was at work, I was doing a nice diagram how I'm actually gonna design this. So the top photo is actually an overview. It's like this. So the bottom left drawing is actually gonna be the street view. And these little rectangles are like the apartment buildings and stuff. And that's gonna be the street. And then there's gonna be like an alleyway on the right side. But right now it's a blank canvas, so it's kind of hard to tell. But as I just described, this whole section, as you can tell from right here, this is going to be the whole height of this whole area right here. And it will come out to here, and then there will be the alleyway going straight back, and then more apartments or something going this way. And then right here, there's going to be another building, and then Also, like another bar right here. I'm still planning out exactly what these buildings are going to be. I know this is going to be a bar. Hopefully, I would like to include like a hostel or a strip club just because, it'd be kind of funny. And as you can tell, this section right here is actually like lower right here. So I'm actually going to have an incline right here for the street. And it's going to look really nice because it's going to go like a little slope upwards and then take a right. What I've built so far is this little staircase right here. It's all right. I might redesign it, but I'm not sure. And the thing I actually knocked over earlier was like, I can't tell if it's a street sign. I don't have all the pieces yet, but I'll show a photo of what it's supposed to look like. And I must say, it looks pretty decent. So I'm actually going to incorporate one of these here, and then probably another one like over there somewhere. So here's a quick look at the demonstration I actually made beforehand. So this was actually made because about a year ago, I'd say I made a mock every single day, and that's really difficult to do. So one of them was actually this social distancing mock that I made based on the Empire separating people. And this was a great little bar design I actually came up with. I'm actually going to include in 1313. And you can tell it's just like a little quarter of it, literally. But going into this mock, it's actually really cool. So this Imperial troopers actually have handcuffs, and they're surrounding these guys just at the bar being close to each other. And this alien guy off to the far left, he has a blade in his hand ready to strike. And it's pretty cool because actually he dropped his cup on the ground, and you can tell a little bit spell on the ground. And the other guys are just absolutely unaware of what's going on and really don't care. You can tell it's really old because look at all the dust on it. Like, as soon as I do this, look at that. It's crazy. But the section I actually focus on is this bar section, and I absolutely love this design. It's very angular, and it's great for 1313. So imagine this little section right here, duplicate a couple more times right here, and then a little corner piece, and again, wrap around here. And there's actually gonna be like a hideaway slot right here, so you can go down the sewer. So here's what it looks like before. So this is what I came up with. I must say it looks pretty decent, although I have a few complaints with this. Um, it's just too clean on the exterior of it. Of course, this section's actually just open because I don't have the parts right now, and next I'll build the other section exactly like this, just on this side. But let's just go into the details. So on the front entrance of the bar, I thought it would be a cool idea to actually incorporate some like blood in the ground and incorporate this guy stabbing him just right in the entrance. And it really shows that no one really cares what's going on in 1313, so this is completely acceptable. And then you go off to the bar section. I actually incorporated some drinks under the bar, and I'm actually going to have a few more of these. Like, this is kind of pretty funny right here. Little coffee thing. And you can tell it's actually sitting on one of the tables. And I incorporated 5 of these, and must say it looks pretty decent. And in the ground, I made sure to have a little bit of detail, just to have a little bit of variety in the section. If you can tell, it's actually a book piece right there. And then one of the square flag pieces. And off to the right, I had 2 of these like support beams, so I incorporated those. And it looks alright. I'm going to need that since I actually have to build on top of this. And the cool thing about the floor is that there's actually a little hidden passage right here going into the sewer. And it's really easy to close. All I have to do is go underneath and do this. And next to that, there's like this weird sticker detail thing that came from the Cantina set. The $25 one came out like 2 years ago. But must say the details are pretty good in this section. Must say the outside exterior looks great. It's just way too clean for 1313. So what I'm going to end up doing is taking up like a few bricks on the bottom and replace it with brown and stuff to make it look more dingy and dirty. I really do like these angles on the exterior. So I absolutely love the look of this overall sidewalk. And the amount of detail that I put into it is decent, I must say. I made sure to have enough cracks and divots in the ground so it looks like there really is no maintenance at all in 1313, which there shouldn't be. And I made sure to include some of these little ramp slopes right here to make it actually look like maybe they used to care at one point. People used to have like wheelchairs or something, or hover chairs. So that's a cool little detail. Then I came up with this overall road design. It's not too detailed because it doesn't need to be, because a lot of it's going to be covered up by vehicles. Simply placing studs under 2x2 tiles, so to get that overall like offset look. So there's 2 underneath right here. So you're kind of like angle it upward or downward depending on what style you want. And then it gets that messy look right here. And it looks really good, I must say. So this is the overview of the whole sidewalk. Or you walk down towards the bar right here with those little steps. Looks nice. So it wraps around all the way to the building. Another thing I noticed is that the street is actually a little bit too narrow because when I place a vehicle on it, like this police speeder, it's actually like hanging over either side. And I'm thinking about extending it out maybe 2 more studs, or maybe 4, depending on how it looks. But let's go see what that looks like. So this is pretty much vaguely what it's going to look like. There's 3 more tiles over here. It's going to wrap around the whole edge right there. And it's going to look really nice when it's done because it's going to look exactly like the other side. And as well as I've kind of started building the rest of this section up for the ground of the street. I must say, really do like this overall design. It's going to look really nice when the whole section is complete, since I'm able to place the vehicles right on top like this. But I have to say, this looks really good so far. So that's going to bring it to the end of this episode. Have a great day and see you next time, guys.